everybody, welcome back to the Possibly Craig YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. First off, I'd like to say a huge thank you to all my new subscribers and all my Instagram followers. It's been fantastic. My channel's going really well now. You know what, without you guys I couldn't obviously possibly do this. The support you give me guys is absolutely amazing. If you are new to my channel, if you do enjoy my videos, make sure you like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Welcome back. Now today's video is going to be about how we can change our mindsets, our approach to situations, and how we can help that to move forward and help ourselves become more positive and maybe look at the way we do things and improve them, streamline them and make them more effective. So today's video is going to be about positively allowing yourself to do certain things. Now, one of the things that I first want to look at is how we approach when we begin a task, when we start something, when we decide that something needs to change, or we have a thing in our lives that we just go, you know what, I think it's time that maybe I start a new challenge, maybe I start something new, maybe I start a new chapter in my life. It could be a new career, it could be a new relationship, it could be anything really that potentially has an effect on your future and the way you're going to be in the future, and the road you're going to go down. So yeah, here's a couple of little tips for you that we can obviously start off and maybe just help yourself get back on track and obviously have a clearer view of what we're moving forward to. Okay, so the first thing we should allow ourselves to do is allow ourselves to be a beginner at something. Now, as you know, with any task that you take on, being a beginner is always the thing. No one is born an expert, no one is born at being able to do a task without any sort of real knowledge of it. It takes time, it takes skill, it takes mistakes, and these are things that you need to look at, things that can help you. So as you start out on a journey, being hard on yourself, being too tough on maybe if you don't get things right, if you don't, things don't work out the way you wanted it to, that's where a lot of people can fail. You can decide to give up in the first instance and go, you know what, I shouldn't have tried, maybe it's just a bit too hard, maybe it's out of my comfort zone, I don't want to try. But being a beginner and not giving up is the point here. Not allowing yourself to, if you stumble across an issue that you're not sure of, be it a new task, a new job, a new role, stepping up to something, that you don't give up, that you continue to persevere, continue to move forward and take this as a new task, a new challenge, and something that you can do. You just have to be positive about it. You just have to go at it the right way and think with the right mindset. Now, I'm not going to give up. I am a beginner now, but with every acorn goes a mighty tree, doesn't it? So these are some of the things that you need to think of, and maybe just make it a little bit easier on yourself. Don't be so tough on yourself. It's okay to be a beginner. Secondly, allow yourself to not have all the answers. Now, I know one of the things that when it comes to being confident, especially in, for instance, a job or a task that someone's given you, obviously you want to be the best at what you do. You want to be showing off to people that if they've given you a task or given you a promotion or something, that you can excel in it. You're the right person for the job. Yes, that's fine, I can do it, there's no problems, I don't have any issues, yeah, consider it done, not a problem. But it's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to maybe take a task on and you may not fully understand it, or you may take a job role on that you can, yeah, I can do that, that's fine, but you may not fully understand it. So sometimes it's best to say, listen, I'm going to be completely honest, I know what needs to be done, I understand what needs to be done, but I would like a little bit of guidance maybe on how to do it better, or the best way to even start it, or plan out what it is that you're looking to do. Because you don't always have the answers, but most of the time there is somebody, a colleague, a friend, somebody around you who will potentially have the answer, or even a bit more idea about what it is that you're looking to achieve. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Not everyone knows the answers, but you know what? Don't be afraid. Don't let that deter you. Keep moving forward, and if need be, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to bite your lip and go, I feel a little bit embarrassed because I said I could do that, and maybe I'm failing. Don't let that deter you. Suffering in silence with that is one of the worst things, because if you try to go along, try and move forward and do something that you think you're going to get right, it sometimes can backfire to you. So it's better to be sure and get the right answers in the beginning, get the right path in which you need to go down, and the right knowledge that will allow you to do that task as best as you possibly can. Another thing you can allow yourself to do is allow yourself to develop your strengths. Now, obviously the previous fact is about potentially growing on something, being better at something, getting the knowledge and asking for help if you don't know all the answers. But once you do know the answers, are you satisfied to just sort of stay where you are? Are you satisfied to sit at that level and go, you know what, I can do that, that's fine, I can do that with my eyes closed, that's great? Or do you think it's better to develop your skills? Is it not better to push yourself, challenge yourself, allow yourself to sort of move on? Is it something that potentially could lead to a job promotion in the future, a career move, something that could be bigger in your life? So working on the strengths that you already have or have gained from previous unknown knowledge is influential to how positive you're going to be moving forward. Because if you're good at a task, you feel proud of yourself, you may get recognition. But if you go that extra step, if you make that extra effort, if you work on your strengths and become not good at it, but great. Not great, but amazing. You know what? There's always a level you can step it up. There's always something you can do to develop the strengths you have, become better, become more recognised. Because challenging yourself is so rewarding. Getting a pat on the back of somebody for doing a good job is great, but somebody saying, listen, you've really changed the way we do things around here, you may have streamlined something, you may have helped productivity, you may have increased staff morale if it's within a job or a management role. It is imperative that sometimes that you just look at this and decide that developing your strength can mean so much more than a job opportunity or doing better in university, college, whatever, but also for your own self, for your positivity. You will feel so much better that you've developed that skills, you've learned something, you've took what you're good at and made yourself amazing. Because you know what? That is something that will help you within your job, within your role, within your career, whatever it is that you're focusing on. It will allow you to focus more on it and allow you to enjoy exactly what it is that you do. Also, allow yourself to struggle with a task. Now, we're talking about strengths, we're talking about weaknesses, we're talking about not having the right knowledge or asking for help. But it's not always easy. It's never easy. Sometimes you have to work very hard at something, and struggling with a task can be what defines you. It can be what allows you to become better. Where you may take on a challenge and you are out of your depth, you're out of your comfort zone, and you've learned, you've been shown say 2 or 3 times and you're still not getting it. This is where it really benefits you to focus on it and allow yourself to struggle with it and understand the reasons behind why you're not getting this task done, or why you don't understand this task, because it says a lot about you and a lot about your thought process. Because if you've been doing something and you're getting it right, but it's jumbled, it's not right, you keep making mistakes, people say, well, you didn't actually do this or you didn't actually do that, and you see yourself struggling. That's important, because you can actually take a step back and say, right, I know this, I know what I'm doing, I've got this in the bag, but I'm still struggling. What is it? Is it I'm not in the right frame of mind? Am I not concentrating enough? Am I focusing too much on the wrong area of this task? Or do I need to sort of bring myself back in, maybe revamp my training, maybe start again, start from grassroots and think, right, okay, I've got this, but I clearly having issues with this, so why not tackle it again? Why not look at it in its infancy, start from the beginning and go, right, okay, well, I did this, I did that, and that's right, but I keep making this one mistake or a couple of mistakes. So analyse. It's okay to struggle with a task. It's okay, because it can make you twice as strong. It can make you more confident. It can make you better at the task, and also then it makes you more confident in your own abilities, and you know that if you get it right, you analyse the task, that are potentially not going to go wrong again. So why would that not be a benefit? Why would you not want to do that? Why would you not want to see the areas and analyse it yourself? Or even, if you need to, get somebody else in. Get them a fresh pair of eyes, a fresh view on it. Might say, well, listen, I've noticed you do it like this, but why not try it like this? So you know what? All of the skills that I've mentioned in the earlier stages, these are things that can combine with you struggling with a task. Get help, or look inside yourself and analyse how you can do it better and how you're going to get it done. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Now, the one thing that we all want and we all strive for is perfection. We always want to be the best at what we are. We want to give the best impression, impress our bosses, impress our tutors, impress our peers, the people around us. But you can be imperfect. It is okay to not be perfect, because the one thing about analysing being imperfect is growth. You can see room to grow. You have the opportunity where, if you know you're not the best, you're good, but you may not be the best. It's okay. You might be happy with the level you're at, or you might want to strive to something more. You may want to push yourself to try and be perfect, but you may not get there, and that can be disheartening. So don't down yourself. Do not doubt yourself for being slightly imperfect. Everyone has flaws. We are only human at the end of the day, and little mistakes, things we do wrong, flaws in our characters are what make us who we are. I might be good at something, you might not be good at something. I might be confident, you might be shy. It all depends on the person. It all depends on you. It depends on how you have shaped your life up to this moment. Do you see yourself as perfect? Great. Do you see yourself as imperfect? Great. But that line of where you feel that you can improve, and acceptance of how good you are, because you may sometimes reach the point where you are at your highest level, and there may not be a step in your personality or maybe your mindset that you can step back up to, and you may see that as a flaw, but don't. If you're successful, if you're confident, if you know how to get things done, and you know in your whole heart that you're doing it right, then it is okay to be imperfect. So do not let it get you down. Do not see it as a negative. See it as a positive, that you are simply only human. And finally, the most important one, I think, is allow yourself to make mistakes. Now, if you think about everything I've said on this video so far, think about the important things like being a beginner at something, addressing your flaws, not having all the answers, developing your skills, being imperfect. There is accumulative. This comes down to the fact that you will make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes along the line, whether it be in a new career or in your current career. Everyone will make mistakes, and sometimes having a few mistakes can maybe get you pulled in from, like, by the manager or the supervisor or your tutor or something, to say, listen, we noticed you're struggling, you are not able to perform this task, or you're not hitting the targets you've achieved, we've set you, you've not completed the task in the time frame that we've requested you to do it in, and this is where it gets to its most important. Okay, making mistakes is important because you can't learn without doing it wrong. Sometimes doing it wrong so you can see what you've done is why it then clicks in your brain how to get it right. And if you've got any sort of manager out there, any sort of peer or anybody who challenges you about this and just berates you about it, then they're not doing it in the right way. The right way to do it, especially from a managerial point of view, is analyse why they keep making mistakes. Now, sometimes you can't see it. You may not be able to see where you're going wrong. You may not see why you keep doing this thing wrong or something happening, but sometimes somebody around you, your peer, your family, your friend, your boss, might sit down and go, right, I've noticed you keep making these mistakes, so let's look at the fundamentals. Do you understand the task? Do you understand what it is that you're looking to do? Is it a skill or is it a will? Now, that is two very, very important things that you need to look at. When it comes to making mistakes, moving forward and getting better, do you find that the issue you've got is a skill issue? You're not trained up, you're not clued up enough, you've not listened enough, or you've not done enough time doing that task to be able to do it with confidence and get it right? Or is it a will? Now, this is one of the hardest ones, the will to do something, because if you don't want to do a task or it's something that you don't enjoy, you'll find it very hard to have the will to carry that task out. If you feel like you're not getting supported by people, if you're not getting the support of, like, for instance, management or peers or anybody else have said, then that will drive your will to do it down. And it only really ever comes down to two things. Is it skill or is it will? We can train you up as much as possible, but if you don't have the will to do it, then that's something you have to look inside yourself and decide whether you're at fault. If it's a matter of you want to do the task, but you just don't feel like you've trained enough or you've done enough, then this is where you need to speak out. You need to have the confidence to say, right, I'm making these mistakes. It's because I don't want to look silly, or I don't want to sound like, I'm not worthy of this job. So realistically, can I have more training? Can you give me advice? Can you show me how to do this task? And this is where it will come full circle. You will then have the skill, if you have the will, to do it right. And if you have the encouragement, you have the skill and get encouraged to do this and support by people around you, then you will have the will to do it. So ultimately, you will better yourself. You will stop making mistakes. You will always make mistakes, but you will be doing it genuinely. It's not by a skill or a will issue, and that is so important. Understand the reasons behind what it is that causes you these problems, and accept the fact you are human, you're going to make mistakes. Okay everybody, now thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it's been nice and helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed my last video, my hour-long special that I did about getting out and about and how it is to enjoy ourselves out and about. Make sure you do watch that. I'll put a little link up there for you. Make sure you do follow that. It's a very good video. Make sure you watch it in its entirety for me, please, because obviously that helps me out with my views on my channel. So yeah, Thank you very much for joining me once again. A huge thank you to all my subscribers, all of support on Instagram, and everybody who has liked, made a comment and joined my channel for this next journey to the second year of my fantastic channel. So you know what, thank you very much for joining me, and as always, I've been Positively Craig. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.